How did your parents toy with your emotions? By making sure they were never even there. For as long as I can remember, my mother had a pathological need to make me miserable. And to do this, she invented the mood log system. She made us both keep hourly mood logs, where we'd compare how we were feeling. And if I ever reported being happier than she was for whatever reason, she'd punish me until the scales balanced. You see, my mother believed happiness was a lie people told themselves before life crushed them. She'd grown up wealthy and pretty, gotten everything she wanted, then lost it all when dad left her for his secretary. Instead of recovering, she decided her pain had taught her the truth about life and needed to pass this wisdom to me. She saw my natural optimism as dangerous naivety that would get me hurt, like she'd been hurt. Happy children become broken adults, she'd say, watching me laugh with friends like I was playing with fire. After dad left, she made it her mission to prepare me for disappointment by ensuring I never experienced joy in the first place. The day after dad moved out, mom presented me with 2 leather journals and a laminated chart. We're going to track our happiness every hour, she announced, showing me her scale from 1 to 10. At the end of each day, we compare. Your number can never be higher than mine. She'd already rated herself at a 3 for the day because of the divorce. I stupidly wrote down a 6 because I was relieved the fighting would stop. Mom saw my number and slapped me across the face. How dare you be twice as happy as the mother who gave up everything for you? That night, I went to bed hungry. My first punishment for the crime of feeling okay. The mood logs consumed our entire existence. Mom would wake up, rate herself a 2 or 3 depending on her dreams about dad, then hide her number from me and wait for mine like a predator. If I matched her score or went lower, she'd nod and make breakfast. If I went even 1 point higher, the punishment started immediately. Canceled plans, confiscated books, destroyed belongings, all while she explained how much harder her life was than mine. I tried just putting ones all the time because that seemed safest, but she called me out on that immediately. You want to see what living at a 1 feels like? She said, dragging me down to the basement. I'll show you A1. I learned to read her moods like my life depended on it because it did. Bags under her eyes meant she'd be a 3, so I'd better be a 2. Good weather might bump her to a 4, giving me breathing room to be a 3, but I could never predict the sudden drops. She'd get a parking ticket and plummet to a 1, then race home to check my last log. If I'd written anything above a 1 in the past hour, she'd lose it. The really sick part was watching her sabotage her own happiness to keep me down. She'd reject job offers, end friendships, anything that might improve her mood and give me permission to feel better. When her sister invited us for Christmas, mom declined because happy families would skew our numbers. She needed to stay miserable to keep me miserable. We were both drowning, but she was the one holding us underwater, and I couldn't figure out how to make her let go. I decided if she wanted me miserable, I'd give her exactly what she asked for. I started logging zeros across the board. Not 1s, not 2s, absolute zeros with detailed explanations. 0 because I want to end my life. 0 because I dream about you dying. 0 because I haven't felt joy in 2 years. She told me over and over again to stop, that 0 wasn't an option, but whenever she punished me for it, I told her that she was making me feel worse and threatened to start putting down negative numbers. When I stayed at 0 for 2 weeks straight, she panicked and bumped her own numbers up to 4s and 5s, trying to give me permission to improve, but I kept writing zeros. She screamed at me to be happier, which was insane considering she'd spent years punishing me for exactly that. I refused. 0, 0, 0. Mom tried to force my numbers up by love bombing me with gifts and privileges, but I kept logging zeros, so she switched tactics and decided we'd be zeros together. She quit her job, stopped paying bills, and let the house fall apart around us. If you want to live at 0, we'll live at 0, she said, canceling my college applications and throwing away my acceptance letters. She stopped buying food, stopped cleaning, stopped bathing, dragging us both into actual rock bottom. When I still wouldn't budge from 0, she started hurting herself in front of me, cutting her arms and asking, "What's your number now? Still think you're as low as I am?" But I'd learned from the master. I looked at her bleeding arms, wrote another 0, and added, "Because you're doing this to yourself." She wanted me to break, to admit I was happier than her, but I'd rather die at 0 than give her that satisfaction. Full story on channel linked below.